It is the Riot Podcast. Good day. Welcome to the Wednesday, April 20. Oh, happy 420.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
That's just
rock
kidding.
on.
I was going past a place yesterday and they had a big sign out and they were like, oh, yeah, they're celebrating 420. And it just didn't fit the vibe of the place. So I was like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, Wendy's is getting a little out of hand.
It wasn't Wendy's. It wasn't Wendy's. Not officially. Well, thank you, Isaiah, for filling in for the podcast yesterday.
Yeah. It was great. We had great reviews.
Well, we're happy to have a new podcast, a new show for you today.
Yeah, today we talked a little bit about Netflix, how they're, for what everybody's been doing recently, which is obviously password sharing, as you would on almost anything that you could possibly save money on. They're losing some people on it, you know, when they start to crack down on that. Obviously, they're going to lose some subscribers that way.
See, it's weird because they've only cracked down in a few countries, and it's not like the United States. So I think they should just be alarmed or concerned because if they do start cracking down, they will lose, I think, the person who is actually sharing all the passwords in the first place.
Yeah.
But I think this will just be the excuse for anything that Netflix does that maybe doesn't work. It's just the thing. They're just going to blame it on password sharing, even if it doesn't make sense.
Anything with anything where they're not making as much money as they think. It's just because, there's so many people mooching that we can't make the money we think we should. Maybe I just can't get over the fact that they just make so much stuff and they put out this giant budget of content they're putting out every month. And how much, that's your problem with your business model, Netflix. Come on.
Well, they're trying to get everybody to have something, but what they don't realize is for so much content they buy or make, how much of it do we actually see?
Right.
And that's a lot of money to waste on that stuff.
Yeah. So what concerns me,
Stranger
though,
Things.
Yeah. What concerns me is is that once Netflix actually starts doing cutting down on password sharing, which they are going to, they've really kind of made it clear in this recent thing they were talking about. It's just going to open the door for everybody else to do it too. Yeah. So all of a sudden, my family's routine of sharing all our passwords and each having one person pay for one thing, it's all going to come crashing down. It's only a matter of time.
The golden days are gone. Isaiah, do you still have your free Netflix from the TV that you bought that was already logged in?
Yes, I do. I'm still logged into Dad's account.
Enjoy that. Enjoy that while you can.
I know.
You want to tell Netflix, you're like, that's not the same.
Yeah, it's way different, okay? It's not the same thing.
That's not password sharing.
Yeah, so that's one of those things, too. Like, I just don't understand what's going to happen, you know? Am I going to get kicked off of that? Is that what's going to happen?
I think eventually.
How is that going to work, though? Are they just going to make me re-log in? If so, I'm not going to be able to.
I would think the TV, if you update the TV ever, you might then have to re-log into your apps.
And it probably updates automatically.
So I would maybe turn that off.
Yeah, the update on there, that's probably a good call. Because if I lose that Netflix, I'm not going to be able to watch Netflix because I'm not going to pay for it. I would never consider paying for it.
No.
Well, then that means Netflix lost 200,001.
Yeah, exactly.
With it.
You lost a valued customer.
At least you're losing some eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like valued customer. Like, I never paid, but I was valuable.
I was extremely valuable to you guys. We also talked about our pets a little bit and the owner of the world's oldest dog, all the secrets to this Chihuahua's long, long life.
And if you want to actually make sure your dog lives that long as well. There's some debate about whether we would want to have the world's oldest dog.
I know.
I feel like you have to.
Tough call.
If you want to, you got to feed them food that you make on your own.
Yeah.
I think it's whatever pet food
Chicken
everybody
livers.
gets is pretty much what keeps our dogs from living a lot longer.
It has to be.
Well, a lot longer for us too, because we just put more things in our body we probably should not. We did a food fight with the Flamin Hot Mountain Dew flavor. So when you're done with the podcast, head over. You'll hear it in the podcast, but head over to RadioU RIOT on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. You can watch and, of course, subscribe while you're there.
Yes, and we enjoyed that. We did. Is there anything else that needs to be said?
I think that's it.
I think that's all we got.
I mean, nothing
Snack time,
here.
guys.
Just another.
Let's go make our snacks.
All right. Well, we'll catch you in the break room.
Bye.
See you guys.
You almost missed hearing this one. We just couldn't let that happen. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
The big news from Netflix yesterday is that they have lost subscribers. Their numbers of subscribers have gone down for the first time in over a decade.
Now, is it first time for sure? Like first time they said anything about it?
The first, I mean,
sure.
it was their
Their earnings thing?
Yeah, their earnings call or whatever. So I mean, this is the first time, and they, you have to be. You're supposed to be honest about this stuff because of the SEC and stuff like that. So they admitted to their, I guess you would say, their shareholders, that they have lost subscribers. In the first quarter of 2022, they lost about 200,000 paid subscribers, or their numbers went down. And it doesn't sound like it's going to get better from there in the near term, where they estimate that coming up here in Q2, should be the next 4 months, or 3 months, that they will lose about 2 million in total. Their numbers will go down.
Well, now that is more worrisome, because when I saw this yesterday, I was like, well, 200,000, is that bad? I mean, I know they don't want to ever lose subscribers, paid subscribers. But
and as long as there's more people being born, there's more people that can subscribe to Netflix.
You're right. They have such a large baby membership.
Of course. All the cocoa melon on there. Come on.
That's right. I mean, that's a big moneymaker for them.
So of course, they're explaining why they think some of that might be. Of course, somehow, even in 2022, they're chalking it up to COVID. They make it sound to me like they're saying numbers unexpectedly went up more than you would think when COVID was first a thing.
So now they're balancing
And so now
out.
it's kind of balanced out and slowed out their growth. But also, the other thing that's not a surprise for anybody to guess, they are blaming it on password sharing.
See, I didn't know how to break that down, though, because if they were never paid subscribers anyways, so unless the person who was a subscriber felt threatened because they do share their password a lot, and then just cancel their account totally, but it's not like you're blaming it on those that take a password from someone because they're not paid.
I guess I would put it as they're saying they can't get their subscriptions to go up anymore. They can't cancel out the people that, of course, are going to cancel, because that's just going to happen. People are going to cancel. People are going to let their subscriptions lapse because they changed the card, whatever. So they're saying that they can't get their numbers back up with password sharing. That they can't. That's just a big market that they're missing out on, is all the people that are using passwords from a different household than somebody else who's actually paying.
So they want to go after that money.
That is the news. That is the big headline, is they're losing subscribers, and that's going to probably push them. They're talking, like, even their CEO, Reed Hastings, mentioned trying to take some tactics like they've already started taking in a few other countries to limit password sharing and make all of us pay our own way.
Oh, I love a panic Netflix. That means good things for those of us that have been there since the beginning.
You think?
No, I'm not.
No, yeah, of course not.
We're the ones that'll lose out the worst.
Yeah, because they're still going to raise prices on you.
They will. And they talked yesterday a bit about perhaps moving to a version where there's a cheaper Netflix option that does it's ad supported.
I love
that
how
would be a first.
They keep exploring all these options, except stop making so much dang crap.
That is the number one answer right there.
I mean, I'll say that as somebody who does share a Netflix password, if they decide that they're cutting down on password sharing, I can't really complain. I've had it's too good for too long. But at the same time, every other place seems to be fine with it at the moment, anyways. Of course, once Netflix starts cracking down, every other place will as well. But it's just a thing of, like, you're making so many shows, and every year you see their budget come out of, like, they're spending this much on content. It's like, yeah, but that's way too much.
We've done you a favor by selecting the best of the worst and compiling it all in one place. Riot Podcast Radio U.
Nikki, Isaiah, have you seen the world's oldest dog?
I saw that trending yesterday, but I didn't know what it was for.
It's for
Did
the world's
they die?
No, of course not. There's a new world. I guess maybe they do say it's the world's oldest dog. Does that mean that is it in the news because the previous one died? I don't know.
Well, if you see that trending, that's the first thing you assume that something happened to it.
Well, the current alive world's oldest dog is a Chihuahua named Toby Keith.
Aww.
What's your favorite Toby Keith song?
I don't know any.
Red Solo Cup. Should have been a cowboy.
Isn't he? Is a country guy?
How do you like me now?
Yeah, he's a country guy. If you couldn't tell.
Love Toby Keith.
Should have been a cowboy. I felt like a dead giveaway, but I'm not sure. He actually sings R&B.
You don't know.
So I'm sure that's where the Chihuahua got his name. Toby Keith, the Chihuahua, 21 years old.
Oh, that is old.
Yeah, when I saw this story, can I
21?
21.
Holy moly.
It took a sad note with me because I saw this and I was like, oh, my dog, that means I've got like 15 years at most. if she makes it to be like the oldest dog in the world.
Well, most dogs
I've
do
got
not.
15 years.
Cats, yes, but most dogs do not make it that old.
No, so that was a little bummer. But normally a Chihuahua would live about 12 to 18 years, but now Toby Keith is 21.
Holding on.
So his owner, of course, making the rounds. Now that Toby Keith has been certified as the world's oldest dog, she's sharing the secrets to the dog's long life.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're really that secretive.
It's always like whiskey and bacon.
That's what it is.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, for the
Well,
oldest
he's
person,
21
right?
now, so.
Dr. Pepper and oatmeal or something.
It's never actually healthy stuff when you hear humans talk about what has, helped them live so long.
Yeah.
And they're like, they've had a shot a day.
And a lot of cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's the one that's always a shocker. Well, for Toby Keith, it was where did it go? Basically, regular exercise, healthy genetics, a diet of vegetables, rice, and chicken,
That sounds good.
and a loving home.
So apparently, Toby Keith, not the artist, in case you're just tuning in, but the dog
Yeah,
that's the oldest dog.
That would be confusing.
Has a heart condition, but it seems like it's nothing that's too much that he can't overcome.
If you look down, you can see some pictures, of course, of Toby Keith. Looking just
that's an ugly dog.
absolutely miserable.
Aw.
I think Toby Keith wishes he was dead.
I love all dogs and stuff, but the Chihuahua has always been the curious mix of why have one.
Oh, that big question of the good old why.
It just feels
Because of their long life, of course.
Well, yeah,
They'll be your
but-
companion for years.
I just feel like they're a harder dog to have, and I have a hard dog to have, so I understand.
And it's a tough transition. You see this picture of Toby Keith clearly as like a young dog, and it looks just fine. And then,
now he's really older.
And then you see the
looking.
old Toby
The
Keith.
squints of the eyes.
Yeah, wearing some like, I don't know if that's for Mardi Gras or Easter or
Some
what
sort of
that kind
dress.
Yeah, it's a lacy pom-pom thing, and I think Toby Keith, he's seen enough.
Yeah, why are they dressing him up as like a girl? He's obviously a boy if his name's Toby Keith.
Yeah.
He's got to be a boy.
That's kind of like a clown outfit or something.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's purely for.
That's much better. He's not a girl, he's a clown.
He's a clown.
That's just for social media. You can
Yeah,
totally tell.
exactly. I think if Jim, my dog, lived to 21 years old, that would approximately put me at like 44.
Yeah.
I don't know if he lived to 21, I might not live to 44.
Yeah,
That's
that would age you a lot, wouldn't
yeah.
it?
You just look at it and you're like, are we still good? Are
We still doing this
are
thing,
we still
dude?
living?
You're still hanging around there?
Anytime you just want to keel over, go for it.
Yeesh. Toby Keith, I'm sure you're a great dog, but if Jim was 21 years old, I can't even imagine. It just has to be the opposite effect. Like, once you reach a certain age, then like you would start like regressing back to puppyhood. I feel like Jim, once he reached like 15 or 16 years old, would just start pooping in the
Wow.
house, peeing everywhere. Like, that's just how it would go.
It's an uneven partnership too, right? Like two people, if or a person and a dog, one of them has to be doing more of a burden on the other. So that means it's aging the other person more. So for Isaiah,
You just look at your dog. You're like, you are just take him to the vet every day. You're like, you sure there's nothing?
Nothing wrong with this thing? I swear.
Because I think he's getting older now.
I mean, it's a miracle he's made it this long, honestly.
I know. And that is nice that this dog would be living so long.
Would Hudson and Nikki's celebrity couple nickname be Hucky or Nidson? It's a good thing they aren't together. The Riot, Radio U.
So there's no easy way to say this, but I think it's time for us to take a closer look at Uranus.
Oh, the planet.
Yeah, I think it's time to probe Uranus. It's not even me. It's not me. I'm not saying this.
I will tell you that the article is written all like that.
Yeah, it's not something I'm saying. I'm just agreeing with what
Sure.
scientists are saying. They say it is time that we go to Uranus and then we inspect it a little more closely so that we can study and learn about Uranus. That's what they want to do.
I do like the author of the article is like, yes, get your jokes in now.
Yeah, it's not even a joke. I'm just saying what the scientists are saying.
You're enjoying that it's a part of it that you can't say it that way.
I want to be clear. If I just want to say they want to look at it, they want to probe it.
No.
They want to...
Stop with that word.
What?
Stop it.
That's what they're saying.
I don't care. You can put something else in.
But then it would be, I don't want to be too vague. I don't want to mince words. I want to relay this is news. It's news about what NASA wants to do. And what they want to do, I mean, it's in the dang name. They are... Scientists are calling on NASA to create the Uranus orbiter and probe.
Right.
They want to send a probe into Uranus.
Right. I hear what you're saying. I hear it. And I just don't want to anymore.
I don't know why they can't change the name of one of these things.
Well, something has to give.
Something has to give. How are we supposed to take any of this seriously?
Well, you're supposed to, just be able to handle it and be grown up about the name.
I'm trying to.
And not make it a joke.
And you're over there laughing at me.
I'm not laughing. I'm just like, please stop saying it in my headphones. I just want to stop
what?
Everything that you've said. Everything.
What do you have a problem with?
All
Is
of
it
it.
Uranus?
No.
You have a problem with Uranus?
Stop. I feel trapped. In here. Stop it. Just please just tell us what they're saying and let's go.
I told you what they're saying.
Okay, then we can go now. That's all we got. Oh,
Fine.
thank you. Thank you for telling it.
Fine. If you'd like to read the article so that you, a learned, somebody who has a quest for knowledge and wants to find out more about space, the cosmic things circling the sun, then go ahead and text in at 8772 and let us know, because Nikki's not mature enough to handle this.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's scientists, I will say, they envision a mission launching sometime in the 2030s. So they have to start working on that next year if they want to do all that.
Why are Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah always eating on the show? The more we feed them, the less they talk. The Riot. Radio U.
So check this out. Manly Bands. They are a website that sells manly wedding bands. They have struck a official partnership with DC Comics. So they are now going to be selling officially licensed DC-themed wedding bands. Wonder Woman themed, The Flash, Batman, Superman, the Joker, and Aquaman. I mean, if you love Aquaman that much, why don't you just marry him?
Okay, then.
But they're out there now. If you want to, that's the whole line. So if you want to pledge your love to your significant other and to a DC Comics character, you're now able to do it, and it's all official. So your money in some way goes to DC instead of going to some person on Etsy or something.
They look good. I mean, if you especially don't like to wear jewelry, what's the style a lot of guys like? Is it tungsten?
Tungsten? Yeah,
a lot of guys
that's common, right?
like that style, or like the workout wedding, or like I like you bands.
Okay, yeah.
Or if you just want to wear jewelry. These kind of look nice. Some of them look a little bit more, I think it's the Joker one.
Yeah.
Some of them maybe look a bit, or even the Superman one.
The Superman one is pretty, I don't know what the word, flamboyant. Like, it's just attention grabbing. Where the Batman one, especially, could definitely just go as, that just looks like a normal wedding band. But if you didn't look too closely at it, I feel that the Joker one particularly, although I do worry about branding your wedding, branding your love, not with the person you're marrying, but with
the DC
a brand that does feel. But especially if your significant other is like, you're picking out the wedding bands. Yes, I'd like a Joker wedding band. Feels like a red flag to me. I mean, I guess it's too late. If you're at the wedding band picking out stage, you're running out of options at that point, but that does feel like a bit concerning.
Well, some people don't like to wear jewelry at all, so maybe. So
you're lucky if you can get them to wear anything.
Yeah, this just,
and maybe they buy this.
Easier.
Yeah, they break it out every so often, but it's not something you constantly wear, which is kind of the point of a wedding band, to wear it constantly. But you know what? If this is something that you're interested in, go for it.
If it was Marvel, you guys would be all over
Oh
it.
no, it'd still be weird. Still, I feel like that's too much. Can't there just be a few things that are safe from brand loyalty?
Sacred?
Yeah, sacred. Can't the sanctity of marriage be safe from Wonder Woman and the Joker?
Well, marketing does find its way into literally every point in life. So the DC Comics collection, the price is not too bad. Like, I know you can get way cheaper bands, but they're $300. They start at $325.
That's not the worst.
And you get a complimentary silicone band as well. So one that matches it. Because then a lot of times, again, people wear that if they don't want to wear an actual band down.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's more comfortable. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so there you go. If you're now that I've made fun of it, now that I made you feel bad, you know what though? You proved me wrong. You just buy one to spite me.
Well, honestly, out of all of them, the Bruce Wayne, which is the Batman one,
that one is 100% the coolest,
that
right?
one looks nice.
And the Wonder Woman one is that's all right too. Like if feel like that is more even though it is manly bands, that feels like that could be more directed at females. But hey, a guy could I don't know. That also feels a little weird.
Hey,
doesn't it feel weird?
Stop. You're just making it worse.
It wouldn't concern you if you're...
It's fine. Just leave it at you like the Batman, the Bruce Wayne one, okay?
Yeah, right.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
It is food fight time. We have the new Flamin Hot Mountain Dew now available in stores. Nikki, you said you found this at a UDF.
I did.
United Dairy Farmers.
But it's just random places. Mountain Dew's not saying a lot. This was for sale through their website last year. Mm-hmm. And we thought it was a limited run. And then everybody started talking a few weeks ago about why are we just coming across the Flamin Hot Mountain Dew at just different stores?
Yeah, popping up at Walmart.
We weren't sure it was real. And then yesterday I was like, wait, what's that?
And here we have it. Flamin Hot Mountain Dew. It says dew with a blast of heat and citrus. Mm-hmm. So are we ready to dive? I mean, the sun has barely peeked over the horizon. And we're ready to dive into Flamin Hot Mountain Dew to start our day.
Do you like Flaming Hot Cheetos?
I do. I'm a big Flamin Hot guy. I like a little bit of spice, but this is going to be. I'm kind of nervous because I don't feel like it's going to be that spicy. That's my thought on it.
Yeah, right. That's
I don't think it's going to be that hot.
I won't tell you some of the reviews or some of the people that have tried it before, but we should feel a little bit of heat.
Okay. What are your sincere expectations? Do you really think that you would like this? You think there's a good chance that you'll drink more than one sip, or that you would even buy it again because you like it so much?
Well, basically, we usually try to just have zeros or like the diet version.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you have to point that out, right?
I don't think we can drink all of this.
Yeah.
No chance.
Looking at the calorie count, it does feel bad. But hey, if it's good enough, I can look past the calories.
I mean, we're still eating Easter candy here, so we can't throw this into the mix, but it'll be good for a sip and at least try it.
All right, Flamin Hot Mountain Dew. Let's dive in.
Heat and citrus with it. Well, you had just opened yours now. Come on.
Ooh.
You do get it. Jason was right. He texted in, said you feel it like in the back of your throat afterwards.
That's where I'm getting it.
It's not hot like hot.
It's not on your tongue,
but
no.
it's really nice.
I really wanted it to be hot. Like I wanted a little bit of pain this morning. I wanted a little extra.
And do you get like a different flavor with it? It kind of tastes like what is that? I don't know if it's regular Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm. And then the second sip, it starts to build. It does get a little warmer.
Dang, I just want a little bit more heat with it.
Yeah.
I want to be sweating.
Do you know why? You need all 260 calories of it until
you got to finish the whole thing.
Then you'll be sweating for other reasons.
It's so odd, right? With a lot of hot stuff, you get it and then you get it on your lips and then it never leaves your lips.
Yeah.
A moment on your hips, forever on the lips with hot stuff. But
this you feel right in the back.
Yeah. It's in my actual throat. I feel it, but not on my tongue, not on my lips whatsoever. But the taste of it really is pretty much a standard Mountain Dew, maybe more Code Reddish flavor, but It's not that unique of a flavor compared to other Mountain Dews.
I think it feels better than some of the other fun flavors that they do. Like this, I could actually probably drink more.
Yeah, I think I could go for more of this.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's not too artificially tasting with it, but the heat's good. I think that's a nice touch.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I would definitely, if you gave me the option of having this in a zero form, just because, counting calories, I'm a big, got to be conscious over here.
Sure.
Don't want to develop, I don't even, who knows what.
You would rather have it in zero, is what you're saying.
Yes, all that
Got
to say, I wish they had a zero form, but that doesn't mean that'll stop me from drinking this whole thing and maybe perhaps seeking this out another time.
See, I don't think that this would be something I would buy again. I don't think so. I don't think it's quite good enough. And I think also, like, the heat is, like, an interesting thing, but it wouldn't be something that I'd want to have, like, if it was a hot summer day. And then I'm like, well, let me grab a pop, and then I'm just burning the back of my throat. It doesn't really go with, like, drinks, like, I feel like, just, like, the spiciness of it.
But it's fun. I think
it's a fun thing.
It's a nice thing to try some Mountain Dew. Thanks for throwing us all a Mountain Dew by putting it out there.
Yeah, right.
And not just being for sale online. So that's the Mountain Dew Flaming Hot that is available at just different places. You just might find it's in cans and bottles too.
What's our final score? How many flames you giving
How many
this?
flames out of how many? 5 or 10?
Out of 5 flames, how many flames you giving it?
I'm surprised I give it 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I think 4.5.
I think 4.5, like, as in hotness or as in goodness?
No, goodness.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. I feel like it's pretty solid. I'd give it like a 4 flame.
There we go.
It's
yeah.
good. It's
high marks. High marks.
It's hot.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
You remember the old Disney movies? Like if you had them on VHS, and it would always start before the actual movie. It would be like, coming soon to theaters is the blue screen and the text. You don't remember that?
I think I do.
Yeah, I was thinking
Let me just say
coming
yes.
soon to TikTok.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that same thing. Coming soon to TikTok.
Oh,
and
you're the new trailer guy.
Yeah, there we go. Nikki, you're a Hallmark fan, aren't you? You love the Hallmark movies.
I don't.
What?
Do I have access thanks to a shared login? Maybe.
How many do you? Be honest. How many do you watch a year?
Maybe 1, maybe
That's
2.
it?
That's it. I used to like the sort of themed, like Christmas, Valentine's stuff, but then they really are a formula.
Yeah.
And if
so
you watch,
feel like you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Oh yeah. If you watch them back to back, especially, you're like, and here comes this, and here's this, and here's that. So I probably watched more of them back in the day, but not as much.
Even if you've only watched a few Hallmark movies, you probably know one of the main staples, one of the parts of the formula. Candace Cameron Bure, right?
Oh yeah, she was the Fuller House.
She's from Fuller House, right? Who did she play? DJ?
Yeah.
She's DJ. She's also she's Kirk Cameron's sister.
Yep.
She's Valerie Bure's wife. Valerie Bure, former
He's a
NHL star,
hockey player.
Russian NHL. His brother was much better than he was, but still, he made it. He made it in the NHL. Played for the Flames for a while.
I just love your random comments.
And, that's the Bure. So people might remember her as Candace Cameron, but it's Bure, and that's why. So if you have loved her in Hallmark movies, I've got bad news.
What's the bad news?
She's not going to be doing anymore.
Is she going to another channel?
Yes, she is. She is moving on from Hallmark. She has now signed a new deal with really the Hallmarks, I would say kind of their competition. Mm-hmm. Although if I remember right, they have like some kind of partnership with Hallmark. It's called GAC Media. Mm-hmm. GAC is a channel, the Great American something? Channel, I guess. They have 2 channels, GAC Family and GAC Living.
Sure.
So she is now going to be working in alongside GAC. And so if you're looking for Candace Cameron, Candace Cameron Bure, once Christmas time rolls around.
Great. You know what this means?
What's that mean?
This means that by Christmas or whenever they start their Christmas in July, that you're going to have to help your mom figure out what GAC is.
Yeah, right? She's got to get a subscription to that. Well, it's also going to be very jarring when she turns on the Hallmark channel at Christmas time or maybe Christmas in July and is seeing actresses that aren't Candace Cameron Bure starring in the movies. You're like, who's that?
Well,
I don't recognize them.
That your mom will use as an excuse for you to come over and you can do your laundry and you can go watch.
And watch Hallmark movies with her. You guys can spend some time together.
Aw, it is always nice.
Yeah, well, good for Candace Cameron Bure for moving on to bigger and better things, I guess.
You know what that means?
What's that mean?
That means the money offer was bigger.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't blame you.
Valerie Bure, her husband, is going to be living large too, right? Sure, he's very excited about this.
More money.
A new opportunity for him.
We would say rate and review the podcast. But let's be honest, that would probably hurt more than help. The worst of the Riot podcast.
Well, we've talked earlier today about how Netflix, they lost subscribers. Their subscription numbers went down so far this year. That's the first time that's happened since, over a decade. And it just so happens that we also just got Fandom's second annual State of Streaming report. Mm-hmm. They do a big survey of a bunch of people basically asking a lot of questions about streaming stuff. One of the things they found, or one of the things they asked about was like how much you're paying for your streaming service, how much you think it's worth.
Yeah. Which is not the same number.
No, of course not. Of course not. But somehow we all just keep on paying it, don't we?
Especially with Netflix. Man, I have thought about canceling it and not like as in like a statement.
A protest or anything.
That happens every so often. But I just, I don't use it a lot. And then I'll be so close to it. And then one thing comes out.
Yes, that's what they do, right?
Then you go back into it. And I should have canceled a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, they say in this survey, we say, as the people, the public says, 61% of people believe their streaming services are too expensive. Mm-hmm. And the average amount that somebody would want to pay for a streaming service is actually not zero, believe it or not. The average is $7.46 a month.
Yeah.
And most streaming services are more expensive than that, particularly if they don't have ads.
Sure.
You're going to be paying more for that. So here is what they also broke it down by how much people think each streaming service is worth, by streaming service.
Yeah, so not what you pay. Again, this will be a lower number, but what you feel like you should be paying for these.
And so the average feeling, surprisingly, the most expensive, the most people were willing to pay, or most people thought it was worth, was Netflix, which I guess you just have a sheer amount of content Netflix has to win, right? But people said they were willing to pay, on average, $10.60 for Netflix.
HBO?
You know what?
HBO?
If you were paying $10.60 for Netflix, I think that would feel okay. But I don't think most people are. They're paying for more, or they're not paying at all.
Way more than that.
Yeah.
HBO Max was second with $9.30. Disney Plus, $9.20. I don't know why the 10 cents is there.
Right.
Hulu, they feel like you would pay $8.60.
That feels
Amazon
generous.
Prime, $8.60. Apple TV, $6.90. Paramount Plus, $6.80. And Peacock, nothing. No, that was $5.50.
Which, when you compare it to the other ones, that really is an indictment of Peacock, isn't it? The people are willing to pay even like $1.50 less than any other streaming service. That's how bad we all think Peacock is.
Well, it's just really hard. If you go back when, you had all your shows on like one or two streaming services.
Yeah.
Now it's just spread across so many of them that it's a lot of money.
It's just like, if you're old enough to remember, if you can think back to before streaming services, where you had to buy cable or satellite TV or whatever, and there was a million channels, and to get the couple of shows that you wanted, you had to buy every single package till you could get the one channel that's in this pack. Like, you get ESPN so you can watch sports in this package, and then AMC so you can watch Breaking Bad in this package. But like, you add it all up, and it was way more than you think you should be paying. And you're like, I wish I could just pick and choose my channels. And now that's what people think with streaming, too. It's like everything, you have to pay for each thing individually. When you add it all up, it's way too much. And you just wish you could watch the couple shows and things you actually like. But and that's what we thought streaming would fix, and it has not.
Now I'm just turning into the person who was like, well, I don't need to watch the show then.
No, yeah. Just watch nothing.
I'll watch nothing, and I'll be happier with
I'll
that.
watch TikTok, and that's good enough for me.
That's
and
why
that's
I do.
completely free.
There are two types of people in this world, and Hudson has a problem with both. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Check this out, Nikki. In the state of Texas, they are requiring their state troopers to get in better shape.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So
what do you mean, uh-oh?
Well, no,
don't you think the law enforcement officer should be in peak physical condition?
I think
so they can chase down the perps.
I think everybody has different body shapes. And I'm sure you had one to get into becoming a police officer.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had to pass health and physical things.
Yeah.
And then I think I remember learning that can...
You learned that in Paul Blart Mall Cop?
Maybe. No, actually, the real reason is a few years ago, I remember I went to New York City. And I don't know if it's like this now, but my first experience for police in New York was there'd always be 5 or 6 police officers at almost every corner. And some of them didn't look like police officers. It just wasn't. It was like they were going over quantity over quality.
Sure.
They just had so many, and a lot were just in various... even the uniforms look different,
too.
Yeah. So I just remember, I was like, well, I wonder, how does that work if you're a police officer? Can you be let go if you let yourself go?
Well, I wonder if it also could be different for police officers versus state troopers. Could be another thing.
Probably.
But in Texas, they are going to require specifically, they're going to require their state troopers to reduce their waistline if they're over a certain measurement. So for male state troopers, if your waist is over 40 inches, and if you're a woman, if it's over 35 inches, you're going to have to track and share their weight loss efforts. And if you don't, by the time December rolls around, they may face consequences such as denial of promotions, overtime, or removal from law enforcement duties. I don't know if that's another way to put firing or if that just means you have to sit at a desk instead of actually being out in the field.
That's what I always thought. You just got the inside stuff.
Yeah.
Then.
So either way, though, they're cracking down on if you've been having an expanding waistline. They're not going to take kindly to that anymore in the state of Texas.
So they're saying normally their waist measurements go along with the department's rules on physical fitness.
Yeah.
And they use running, rowing, and weight training lift tests. And now at this point, even if you pass the physical test, but your waist is still larger than these measurements, you'll have to be more transparent and work with the state patrol to show if you are trying to lose weight or how your health is going along with it.
That must mean they've got a new deal to buy some new cars.
Maybe.
And the cars can't accommodate people with 40-inch waists or something
I think
like
the
that.
uniforms probably.
Oh, yeah, that could be it too.
Well, they say they just have they want a commanding presence in Texas, and you have to be in a certain level of fitness to be able to fight crime.
I feel like somebody with a 40-inch waist could still be pretty commanding.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know, but it's interesting. I wonder if other places just have this It's in the news now because they're cracking down on it, but who knows if other places just have this standard. But
can you imagine going in? I'd be crying.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a tough day if you knew, right? You see this in the news. Oh, man, work is going to be rough. I don't know. I'm going to start looking for a new job, or you're going to have to start dieting. Neither one is really great.
And you're going to have to suck it in the whole day.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely perfect. No notes. The Riot on Radio U.
Well, this might make you to think twice about going to the dentist all the time.
We don't want to go to the dentist.
But you still do it anyways, don't you?
That's because you feed into the lies.
Yeah. You ever think about all the things that could go wrong at the dentist?
All the time.
They could give you too much of that, what's that stuff?
Yeah, that
Novocaine?
stuff.
Knocks you out. Not the Novocaine. When you, the laughing gas? Whatever that is. What if you get too much of that and never wake up?
Well, thanks for feeding the anxiety.
Yeah.
I do get that every time I go to the dentist.
yeah.
Every time they put me under.
The laughing gas?
Oh, yeah, just so they can clean my teeth.
Yeah.
They gotta put me under.
It could happen.
Every time.
Technically, that's not putting you under, guys. That's the other stuff. That's like the, if you ever do the Twilight stuff, maybe that is what laughing gas is called. But yeah, like the Twilight where you're just out for a little bit.
Yeah.
See, I want some laughing gas. I don't think I've ever gotten it. In years. Have you ever gotten laughing gas?
Not at the dentist. I had to be put under anesthetized, and not locally. What is it called when they just knock you out? When they pulled my eye out of my head and pieced it back together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they unsurprisingly.
That's not laughing.
I wasn't awake for that one.
Sure. Well, yeah.
Anyways.
You forget the dentist is not the only place.
Yeah, that's right. And this could go wrong with the
Yeah.
doctor too. But in this case, I guess it was a doctor that wound up in a way saving the day. And dentists are doctors too, right? But a dental patient. His name is Tom Cozy, 60 years old. He was getting a filling from a dentist in Illinois when he accidentally wound up inhaling the drill bit.
Aw.
He inhaled the drill bit from the dentist.
drill?
Yeah, the drill. Sure,
welcome.
that's one way to put it. And so I guess it went down. Let's see. He says it felt like it was a cough, and then they did a CT scan. They realized he didn't swallow it. He inhaled it, so I guess it went into his lungs.
Oh my gosh.
And although it did not take invasive surgery for them to remove it, fortunately, it was a little easier than that. But man, that's rather frightening.
I feel a lawsuit.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for Tom. Good for him.
I feel free dental visits.
Yeah, forever.
Right?
So I guess if it's worth it. That must have been scary, though, because they had to go to a lung specialist to do the procedure. And they got the drill bit. It felt like they keep saying it's a tiny one.
Uh-huh.
So that way I think
Well,
they're trying
tiny enough to inhale.
and minimize it. But the tiny drill bit fell off and broke off of it, and then he inhaled it.
Did you see this? Sometimes after you get a surgery or whatever, if they pull something out, like you get to keep it.
Yeah.
You got to keep the drill bit.
That's awesome.
That's his drill bit now. The dentist doesn't get that
his.
one back.
Nope. And there's no update and it's on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't think I want to.
Oh, I am. I'm scrolling through
Yeah?
it. I'm scrolling through
Ew.
it.
I don't like it.
There it is.
I don't like it.
They're pulling it up.
Ew.
Well, now you do have another thing to be worried about when you didn't want to go to the dentist in the first place.
Yeah, that probably wasn't one that really came to the top of mind going to the dentist. It was just like, I hope they don't tell me my teeth are too dirty or I need to get a filling.
Yeah.
And now they're telling you, now they're not telling you this, but you could inhale a drill bit.
I just hate when they warn you because my dentist started using this new type of Novocaine.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, well, as long as your eyes don't hurt. Because they said, like, if it goes up to your eyes, then you might be having like a reaction to it.
Oh, Lordy.
Just because that means that it's farther than
Too
your
much,
teeth area.
too much.
Too much. And I remember sitting there and I was like, I think my eyes.
Yeah,
I think they're hurting. I don't know why.
You're not supposed to tell me
Oddly
that.
enough,
You're
I
not
feel like
supposed to tell me
they're
that
hurting all of a sudden.
before. Because then I just think about it the whole
The
time.
whole time you're going, I think I'm going to die.
Like, my eyes hurt and I don't know. Is that like a tingling sensation I'm feeling? Is that pain or not? I don't know.
And you don't want to be the baby bringing it up to the dentist.
Yeah, of
but you're like,
course.
I don't want to be the person that dies as
Yeah.
well.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.